Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Collagen and elastin are examples of common, well-characterized fibrous proteins of extracellular matrix that serve structural functions in the body. Collagen is the most important protein in human body. A typical collagen molecule is a long, rigid structure in which three polypeptides, referred to as alpha chains, are wrapped around each other in a rope-like triple helix. Although these molecules are found throughout the body, their types and organization are dictated by the structural role collagen plays in particular organ. In some tissues, collagen may be dispersed as a gel that gives support to the structure, as in the extracellular matrix of the vitreous humor of eyes. In other tissues, collagen may be bundled into tight, parallel fibers that provide great strength, as in tendons. In cornea of eye, collagen is stacked so as to transmit light with a minimum scattering. Collagen of bone occurs as fibers arranged at an angle to each other so as to resist mechanical shear from any direction. The three polypeptide alpha chains of collagen are held together by interchain hydrogen bonds. Variations in the amino acid sequence of the alpha chains result in structural components that are about the same size, around 1000 amino acids long, but with slightly different properties. Type 1, 2, and 3 are the fibrillar collagens and have the rope-like structures. Type 1 collagen fibers are found in supporting elements, for example tendons and corneas, whereas fibers from type 2 collagen molecules are restricted to cartilaginous structures. The fibers derived from type 3 collagen are prevalent in more distensible tissues such as blood vessels. Type 4 and type 7 form a 3D mesh instead of distinct fibrils. For example, type 4 molecules assemble into a sheet or meshwork that constitutes a major part of the basement membrane. Type 9 and type 12 bind to the surface of collagen fibrils, linking these fibrils to one another and to other components in the extracellular matrix. So these are the fibril associated collagens. These are the types and the tissue distributions of various collagens. Unlike most globular proteins that are folded into compact structures, collagen, a fibrous protein, has an elongated triple helical structure that is stabilized by interchain hydrogen bonds. Collagen is rich in proline and glycine, both of which are important in the formation of triple-stranded helix. Protein facilitates the formation of helical conformation of each alpha chain because its ring structure causes kinks in the peptide chain. The presence of proline dictates that the helical conformation of the alpha chain cannot be alpha helix. Glycine is the smallest amino acid and is found in every third position of the polypeptide chain. It fits into the restricted spaces where three chains of the helix come together. The glycine residues are part of a repeating sequence glycine XY where X is frequently the proline, Y is often hydroxyproline, but it can be hydroxylysine. Collagen is one of many proteins that normally function outside of cells. Like most proteins produced for export, the newly synthesized polypeptide precursors of alpha chains or pre-pro-alpha chains contain a special amino acid sequence at their amino terminal ends. This sequence acts as a signal in the absence of additional signals that targets the polypeptide being synthesized for secretion from the cell. The signal sequence facilitates the binding of ribosomes to the rough endoplasmic reticulum and directs the passage of the pre-pro-alpha chain into the lumen of the rough endoplasmic reticulum. The signal sequence is rapidly cleaved in the lumen to yield a precursor of the collagen called pro-alpha. The protein which is synthesized is extruded into the lumen of the rough endoplasmic reticulum. The signal sequence, shown by red color over here, is rapidly cleaved in the lumen to yield a precursor of collagen called pro-alpha chain. So, this sequence is cleaved, which directed its secretion into the lumen. This sequence is cleaved, and now it is no more the pre-pro-alpha chain, it is changed to pro-alpha chain. Collagen contains hydroxyproline and hydroxylysine, which are non-standard amino acids. These result from hydroxylation of some proline and lysine residues after their incorporation into the growing polypeptide chain. Hydroxyproline maximizes the formation of interchain hydrogen bonds that stabilize the triple helical structure. These hydroxylation reactions are taking place inside the endoplasmic reticulum and the Golgi apparatus. Not only that, hydroxyl groups of hydroxylysine may be enzymatically glycosylated. Most commonly, glucose and galactose are sequentially attached to polypeptide chain prior to triple helix formation. And these reactions are also taking place in the endoplasmic reticulum and the Golgi apparatus. After hydroxylation and glycosylation, three pro-alpha chains form the pro-collagen that has a central region of triple helix flanked by non-helical N and C terminal extensions called propeptides. The formation of procollagen begins with the formation of interchain disulfide bonds between the C terminal extensions of pro-alpha chains. This brings the three alpha chains into an alignment favorable for the triple helix formation. The procollagen molecule moves through the Golgi where they are packaged into vesicles which fuse with cell membrane, and procollagen molecules are released into the extracellular space. To sum up, collagen alpha chain genes are transcribed and translated into polypeptide chains. There is vitamin C dependent hydroxylation of proline and lysine and glycosylation of hydroxylysine. Then there is formation of disulfide bonds in C terminal polypeptide extension and formation of triple helix, secretion of procollagen molecule from Golgi vacuole into the extracellular matrix. So the messenger RNA is transcribed from DNA and it moves into the cytoplasm. There is formation of the pre-pro alpha chain. The pre-pro alpha chains are destined for into the lumen of the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Here these are inside the endoplasmic reticulum. These are glycosylated and hydroxyl groups are added. And finally, these are secreted into the extracellular matrix. Now, these reactions are taking place outside the cell in the extracellular matrix. After release into the extracellular space, there is cleavage of N-terminal and C-terminal propeptides of procollagen to form insoluble tropocollagen. Then there is self-assembly of tropocollagen into fibrils and subsequent copper-dependent cross-linking into collagen fibers in presence of copper-containing lysyl oxidase, which oxidatively deaminates some of the lysine and hydroxylysine residues in collagen, converting them into their reactive aldehydes, L-lysine and hydroxy-L-lysine, that spontaneously condenses with lysine and hydroxylysine residues in neighboring collagen molecules to form covalent crosslinks. Crosslinks can also form between two A-lysine residues. So that is the cleavage of the propeptides and formation of the collagen fibrils. The half-life of collagen around several years. Normal collagens are highly stable molecules. However, connective tissue is dynamic and is constantly being remodeled, often in response to growth or injury of the tissue. Breakdown of collagen fibers is dependent on the proteolytic action of collagenases, which are a part of a large family of matrix metalloproteinases. For type 1 collagen, the cleavage site is specific, generating 3/4 and a 1/4 length fragments. These fragments are further degraded by matrix proteinases.